You're watching Telecom TV at the TIP Summit, part of the Fyuz 2022 event here in Madrid. I'm very pleased to say that I'm now joined by Juan Carlos Garcia, who is SVP of Technology, Innovation and Ecosystem at Telefónica. It's very good to see you again. We've talked over the years about disaggregation and this whole openness, but I'd like to ask you first about why Telefónica is an active participant in TIP.
Well, TIP has a multiplier effect on the efforts that we make on technology development. Industry collaboration is essential for developing technologies like the open disaggregated solutions, so coordination is absolutely needed. And TIP is bringing the right environment for collaborating with the key players, with other operators to align requirements, and also with vendors to let them understand what we need and also trial and test with them and define the new solutions of the future.
So within Telefónica, and bearing in mind the work you're doing with TIP, what is next for you in your open and disaggregation journey?
So we are, as you know, we have been very, very active on the open transport initiatives and open fixed broadband as well, with a lot of commercial products already in place in IP and transport disaggregation. We are now extending also the participation in other groups like Open RAN, where we are contributing our long experience since 2017 and using TIP as a way to, as a place to align requirements with other operators and also to disseminate our experience and results to the industry.
Now you spoke here at the event about disaggregation in the transport network, but in particular, are there any specific challenges or issues that we still need to overcome there before we fully realize this?
The two main ones are, on one side, achieving scale, so that these products are becoming a solid alternative to the traditional equipment, and this requires alignment of requirements with operators, with the community. It requires also to have, and it's something that we have set up, a consistent test and validation process that can help in facilitating the integration of these open solutions with the network and systems of the telecom operator, and in general do everything to facilitate the procurement of these elements with the marketplace and all the budgets and mechanisms that TIP is building. Okay, there is a second aspect that is very relevant when you try to get these solutions to a production network that is bringing all the carrier-grade functionality like automation, orchestration, and for instance, artificial intelligence-assisted operation, to make somehow these open networks as efficient or more than the traditional ones.
So how does all this work fit in with Telefónica's plans for network automation?
Well, as you know, Telefónica has a program in place for transforming our operations. It is called the Autonomous Network Journey. Our Autonomous Network Journey team is participating in TIP, so they are contributing with experience and collaborating in areas like service management and orchestration and artificial intelligence-assisted operations in Open RAN, in the ROMA and RIA groups of TIP.
So really, it's the network automation work. It covers a number of areas, a number of TIP project groups, but also in your network. It's across the network.
Exactly. So I mentioned to you the work on Open RAN that is initiated, but we have also a very solid group that has a lot of traction. That is MUST, is the project for developing the SDN controller, an open SDN controller, and this is an element that will bring the mechanisms that we will need to automate the transport network. So both the provisioning, the configuration, and the operation of the transport networks. And especially in the way we approach this in TIP, it's a very pragmatical one. We are not looking for detail or dense technical specification. We're going more on developing practical use cases that may help in the operation of the transport network. And this is the way we are defining the SDN controller. That is a key element there, for instance.
So a final question, if we look across all the activities that are going on with TIP and all the activities that you're involved with the ecosystem, what challenges are ahead that we need to face, and what should we, the industry and the ecosystem, what should we be working on, what we should be concentrating on?
Yeah, well, I mentioned some before. We need to facilitate the providers of these solutions, these open solutions, a chance to get scale. And for this, we need, the operator community to align on what we need and what are our requirements. So this is probably the first step, to try to have a coordination on the I would say, consumer side, so that the providers can really make their job and invest in developing these solutions. And the second thing is that we need to complement what we have done also with all the tools that are needed to operate these systems. Okay, so it's not enough that you have the system; you need also a way to operate it efficiently, and then automation, orchestration, and data management, artificial intelligence. These are key elements in these solutions, and this is probably the second challenge.
Great. Well, Juan Carlos, it's very good to see you again, and thanks very much for giving us an update on your activities and the work you're doing with TIP.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.